deep debt, and that is the finding of an investigation of village finances and the spending habits of beleaguered Mayor Tiffany Henyard.
I am about to address some things as the supervisor. There will be no comments, there will be anything. It'll just be me addressing you guys to tell you what's going on.
Can you imagine a small town mayor living the kind of life most celebrities only dream of? All while allegedly funding it with taxpayer money. This is exactly what's unfolding with Tiffany Henyard, the embattled mayor of Dolton, Illinois, since she's been caught up in one of the biggest political scandals, top air. The accusations swirling around her range from embezzling public funds to using her charity as a personal ATM, but that's not even the half of it. Former Chicago Mayor Lightfoot was brought in to investigate the claims, and what she's uncovered so far could be enough to send shockwaves through the political world. Is Henyard about to face the consequences of her actions, or will she find a way to slip out of this one? Let's dive deep into this tangled mess and find out what's really going on.
Several new developments in South suburban Dolton today. First, the state comptroller has suspended some payments to the village because it has failed to follow the law by providing financial reports.
First, let's set the stage. Henyard, once seen as a rising star in local politics, has been the mayor of Dolton since 2021. But what was initially a promising political career has turned into a nightmare of controversy. It all started when Henyard was accused of misusing public funds for personal luxuries. We're talking first-class flights, extravagant parties, and outrageous online shopping sprees that seem more fitting for a Hollywood celebrity than a small-town mayor. And get this, Henyard is said to have blown over $40,000 on Amazon in a single day. Yeah, you heard that right. $40,000. What could she possibly have bought?
Who would make a one-day purchase of over $40,000 to Amazon? And the main thing is, what is it?
That's just the tip of the iceberg. Henyard's spending habits have been raising eyebrows for a while now, but things really started heating up when Lightfoot was brought in to lead a full-blown investigation into her financial dealings. Lightfoot, a former mayor herself and no stranger to tough situations, didn't waste any time digging into the records. What she found has been nothing short of shocking.
One way that the government always does it is to go and investigate people around her, and that's what they're doing here.
According to the investigation, Dolton's financial situation has spiraled out of control since Henyard took office. The village, which had a general fund balance of over $5 million just a couple of years ago, is now buried in debt. We're talking millions. Lightfoot's initial report revealed that by May 2024, Dolton's general fund had plunged to a deficit of $3.6 million, and a huge chunk of that is allegedly due to Henyard's reckless spending. She's reportedly been using taxpayer money like it's her personal credit card, splurging on lavish trips, high-end hotels, and even personal security that cost the village more than $1 million over a short span of time.
I think you should pay everybody. Is it the reason why you guys are not paying whatever that vendor is?
What was it for?
It was for shirts. That's what it's for. You just got it.
Now, if you think it couldn't get worse, just wait. Alongside all this financial mismanagement, there are rumors that Henyard's Tiffany Cares Foundation is not exactly the charitable organization it pretends to be. In fact, sources claim that this so-called charity, supposedly set up to help cancer patients, was nothing more than a front for funneling even more money into Henyard's lavish lifestyle. The foundation wasn't even registered with the state's attorney general's office, raising serious questions about where all the donations actually went. Could it be that Henyard was using the suffering of others as a cover for her personal gain? That's the kind of scandal that, if true, could be career-ending.
Mr. Lacey is absolutely not guilty of all 9 counts. I believe he's cooperating. And if you cooperate, you have to admit your guilt first.
But Henyard hasn't taken these accusations lying down. Oh no, she's fighting back. According to her, this entire scandal is nothing more than a smear campaign cooked up by her political enemies. She's even gone as far as to accuse the media of focusing on the negatives and ignoring all the good she's supposedly done for the summer. This is just a media show, she said during one heated moment, claiming that all the chaos is just a ploy to bring her down. And she's tried hard to sell that narrative, even enlisting journalists to spin the story in her favor. But Lightfoot and the investigators aren't buying it. They've made it clear that the evidence against Henyard is mounting, and no amount of spin will change that.
Or the administration can adhere to some financial limits. We're not looking to necessarily...
The community of Dolton, understandably, is fed up. Residents have been calling for Henyard's resignation for months, with many feeling betrayed by a leader who they believe has taken advantage of them. She's supposed to represent us, not rob us, one local resident said during a public meeting. And the outrage doesn't stop there. People are demanding justice, and many are pushing for Henyard to face criminal charges. With the FBI reportedly getting involved, there's a very real possibility that Henyard could be facing jail time if the allegations of embezzlement and fraud are proven true.
You know, wrong is wrong, and there's a time to hold people responsible,
and accountable for their actions.
But here's where things take a darker turn. A whistleblower from Henyard's own team has come forward, and the details they've shared are downright chilling. According to this insider, Henyard's schemes to siphon off public funds have been going on for years, and she's allegedly been very careful about covering her tracks. The whistleblower, Carmen Carlisle, used to be one of Henyard's most trusted assistants. But as Carlisle began to see the extent of the corruption, she couldn't stay quiet any longer. She's since gone public with her story, claiming that Henyard manipulated employees, vendors, and even residents to maintain her influence while presenting a false image of success. Carlisle has described Henyard as engaging in unethical and predatory behavior throughout her time in office, using her position of power for personal gain. It was only a matter of time before everything started to unravel.
Is there a motion to terminate Keith Freeman?
Carlisle's testimony has been a game changer in this whole saga. Not only has she detailed how Henyard allegedly funneled taxpayer money into her personal bank accounts, but she's also shed light on the toxic work environment Henyard created. There are claims that Henyard silenced anyone who dared to question her, even going so far as to fire employees who tried to expose the truth. One lawsuit alleges that Henyard wrongfully terminated an employee who had been assaulted by a trustee on a taxpayer-funded trip to Las Vegas, according to the complaint. Henyard promised to take care of it, but then turned around and put the victim on unpaid leave instead. That's the kind of betrayal that's impossible to ignore.
The township residents are paying for her fund.
What's even more disturbing is the growing body of evidence suggesting that Henyard's abuses go beyond just financial mismanagement. Reports have surfaced that she used her power to settle personal scores, allegedly pulling business licenses from local companies that refused to contribute to her political campaign. One business owner, who dared to stop making donations, found his license revoked, with the village accusing him of illegal activities that were never proven. Sounds like something straight out of a movie, right?
Hey guys, it's the Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard, the People's Mayor and People's Supervisor.
And it's not just local businesses feeling the heat. Henyard's management of Dolton's police force has raised serious concerns as well. Under her leadership, the police department's budget skyrocketed, particularly when it came to overtime payments. Henyard reportedly spent millions paying 2 officers massive overtime wages, despite the village's dire financial situation. One officer, for example, had a base salary of around $70,000 but received more than $100,000 in overtime alone. Critics are questioning why so much money was spent on security for such a small town, especially when many essential services were going underfunded.
I do not handle anything as relates to with credit cards. As you heard me speak today in my board meeting about, I do not handle that.
Some of those charges are for you, though.
No, sir.
In one of the most jaw-dropping discoveries, it's been revealed that Henyard was living like royalty while her town struggled to pay its bills. She reportedly threw an extravagant party that cost a staggering $5,000, hiring big-name musical acts and renting out Bounce Mountain entertainment for an event that hardly anyone attended. Residents were understandably furious, especially when they learned that the township board had specifically voted to limit her spending, only to discover that she found loopholes and continued to rack up charges on credit cards.
Coming in, unfortunately, we knew it was going to be a little messy, but it's just something we felt important that had to be done, that should be done. So, but like I said, you have just some accountability.
As all of this unfolds, it's clear that Henyard isn't going down without a fight. Despite everything, she's maintained her defiance, insisting that she's the victim of a political witch hunt. In one memorable moment, she stood before a crowd and declared, "I will be victorious when all the dust clears." But will she? With the FBI breathing down her neck, multiple lawsuits filed against her, and Lori Lightfoot's ongoing investigation set to uncover even more dirt, Henyard's future is looking anything but secure.
Fox 32 has investigated Henyard's use of a police security detail, taking officers off the street and costing thousands of dollars.
And let's not forget about the people she's wronged along the way, from whistleblowers like Carmen Carlisle to the local business owners who lost everything because they refused to play along with her schemes. There are many who are waiting for justice to be served. The question now is, how much longer can Henyard keep up this charade before it all comes crashing down?
Very appreciative to have received the information today. We have the best mayor ever. I've been here since 1993.
One thing's for sure. The residents of Dolton are done being taken for granted. They've had enough of their mayor living like a superstar while their town slips further into debt. They're ready for change, and they're not going to let this scandal fade quietly into the background. As more details come to light and the pressure mounts, it's only a matter of time before something gives. Will Henyard finally face the music, or will she find a way to weasel out of the consequences yet again? It's a showdown that's far from over, and all eyes are on Dolton as the drama continues to unfold. And what about Lori Lightfoot's investigation? With the former Chicago mayor digging into the financial records, there's no telling what other skeletons might come tumbling out of Henyard's closet. We've already seen evidence of her extravagant spending and misuse of public funds, but rumors suggest there could be even more shocking revelations on the horizon. Could this be the beginning of the end for Henyard, or will she somehow manage to hold on to her power despite the odds stacked against her? What do you think? Is Henyard guilty of all the allegations against her, or is she really the victim of a political vendetta? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on this wild story.